Ayuk right, they pushing McCaffrey, backwards pass to McCaffrey, and he's going to throw downfield wide open. Brandon Ayuk, touchdown! San Francisco! He can run, he can catch,
is on fire!
Christian McCaffrey can throw! Now they go empty, and McCaffrey goes right. It is Garoppolo looking. Garoppolo under pressure, throws to the back of the end zone. Caught by Christian McCaffrey. Touchdown! CMC!
Dynamite!
One just got it snapped in time. Inside handoff. McCaffrey finds a crack. Gets wide. 10, 5, 10. No, he got nailed on the goal line. Is he in? He's right on the goal line. What a run by Christian McCaffrey! They're going to give it to McCaffrey coming left. McCaffrey, touchdown!
Hey.
Breezy,
Mo's Nose, Season 3, PG, it's about that time, everybody turn your TVs on. The Mo's Nose, Peachy, Breezy, and Fair to God. They keep it nitty gritty when they bring you none at all. We two gorilla silverback, nah, silver.
You know it's busting the discussion cause we get it in. Every time you know we grinding, I was 8 to 10. We always play to win, the faithful going hard. It's Wayne, Breezy, Peachy, Mo's Nose, and Fear to God. Let's get it.
Nitty gritty, it's the lightest talk. Don't like it, better take a walk. Nitty gritty, it's the lightest talk. We outline players up in chalk. Nitty gritty, it's the lightest talk. Don't like it, better take a walk. Nitty gritty, it's the lightest talk. Nitty gritty, it's the lightest talk.
Yeah, it's officially 49ers football week, and we're back. The Nitty Gritty Niners Talk crew is in the building. We got Crystal Peachy B, my man Mo's Nose, Fear to God, should be on his way. I'm not sure if he's going to be here tonight. Everybody's under the weather right now. We all came down with the same thing we got from Atlanta. It just took us 3 weeks to get it, and now we all not feeling good. All right, so we're going to get this show crack-a-lackin'. Peachy, I hope your day was good. Tell us how your day was.
It was crazy getting back to work from being down in Georgia with my dad and everything. So, you know, everything was on my desk. Walked in, I couldn't even see my desk this morning. When I walked in, of course, you know, it was completely covered with papers and all kind of stuff and to-do lists left and right. So it was a crazy day. So I did what I could. Told him I had to dip, so I had to get ready for the show, and it'll be there tomorrow.
Let's do it. That's what I'm talking about.
I just want to take this opportunity and thank everyone for your prayers and your concerns. I really do appreciate it. Just keep those coming because we still need those.
For sure. Mose, how was your day, bro?
I mean, trying to get through it, trying to breathe through my nostrils regularly, man. Had to sit through 3 back-to-back meetings with a mask on because I'm around people.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how it is now. People get weird when you got a little cough. It is not COVID, but you know, people get weird when you got a little cough and the sniffles. So being in a room, granted, it's 80 degrees in November, and because it's November, like we got how our building is set up. It's November, so like at a certain time of the year, it don't have nothing to do with the temperature. At a certain time of the year, because of what's normal, the AC cuts off and the heat come on, and ain't no windows open, so it ain't no fresh air circulating. The heat is on. I'm in this room, already can't breathe as it is with a mask over my face. So yeah, Monday has not been a good day for me, man.
Yeah, I'm hoping the night is here. It felt like it got night extra early too. At 4:30, it was pitch black outside. I was like, did I miss an hour? Totally forgot that. What do we lose an hour, gain an hour? I don't know. Whatever it is, I'm all off. But me too, Mose. Like I don't know what it is. And even if it was COVID, guys, like man, get over it. It's COVID now. Is to me that's the common cold. As soon as you get the runny nose, it's probably COVID. Even if it ain't COVID, don't worry. There's precautions and things out there and measures to take care of if you have it. You know, people even still quarantine if they have COVID. I don't know. I stopped paying attention.
Yeah, me too, bro.
Yeah. At this point, it's
I guess they do if they choose to.
Okay. All right, so I guess it's just the normal. But guys, we're here. We're back. It's Monday. And what we're going to do on today's episode, all right, we're going to talk about the latest in 49ers news. Got a rumor going on out there. If you look at the chat, there's a Q&A section in the chat. Should the 49ers sign OBJ? Hold your thoughts on that. We're going to break that down a little bit in mid-show. Also, there's the poll question, all right? Make sure you guys go ahead and participate in the poll question. We'll get to that back at the end of the day, back at the end of the show, the episode. All right, guys, you know where you can find us, man. We're everywhere out there. Make sure if you're watching on the YouTube channel, you click that like and subscribe button. All right, do not forget to click that. Also, if you're struggling trying to find the show, if you love the Nitty Gritty Show, the Wayne Breezy Show, whatever other shows we got going on here, it's at the Wayne Breezy. You got to make sure you put the at symbol too as well, or it won't pop up. So it's at the Wayne Breezy. Is streaming live here each and every Monday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also, it'll be on Twitch, twitch.tv/the Wayne Breezy. You already know you can follow us on Twitter at NGN Talk, as well as Instagram. And don't forget to join the Facebook group, Nitty Gritty Niners. Miss Debbie gave me something to post today. Let me go ahead and get that out for you guys real quick. Hold on one second. We actually, since we're talking about Facebook, we have a winner for the person with the most engagements. Let me get the round of applause ready. All right. And the winner of the month of what month we in? So the month of October, it must be, because November kind of just started. So the winner of the month of October goes to Eddie Glover. All right, Eddie G. That's our boy. Man. He's always calling in on the show. Hey. Congratulations, Eddie Glover. All right, we'll make sure you reach out to us and we'll take care of you, man. We got something coming your way. All right, so guys, that's every month we do a giveaway just for having the most engagements on the Facebook page. Do you post? Do you comment? Do you whatever it is, as long as it's acceptable to the rules for the Facebook group, we're giving away stuff. All right, so make sure you go ahead and join that. There's the email, nittygritty9ers@gmail.com, and don't forget to shop at nittygritty9ershop.com. Now listen, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. We're trying to get new stuff up there, but the way that the site is set up, they decline a lot of the designs. So I'm trying to get with my designer and try to figure out like the wording, the font, whatever. No pictures. I already they can't have any pictures. So don't expect anything with images anymore using this particular site that we use, which is Spring or Teespring or whatever it is. So I'm looking for a new site. A new place to host the stuff other than Shopify. I haven't really sat there and broke it down. If anybody knows anything, go ahead and email us, nittygritty9ers@gmail.com. We'll check it out. And then a quick shout out to our sponsors and partners over at Residency. Use the promo code SFBreezy. Save on your Residency today. All right. They got exclusive hats out there right now. All right. So let's get down to the nitty gritty with it. We got some news going on. Look. Monday was good. There was a football practice today. Things that went down earlier throughout the day. And I'm just going to put this down here at the ticker so we can have, some things. But the 49ers signed veteran wide receiver Tajay Sharp to the practice squad. We'll start there. We knew the 49ers were going to sign somebody, right? Because they worked out about 7 to 8 wide receivers. And one of them on the list was Mohamed Sanu. But instead, they decided to go with Tajay Sharp. Let's talk about Tajay Sharp. Does anybody know anything or much about him? Let's talk about him. Let's break it down.
Do you know anything about him, Mose? You want me to go?
Yeah. I mean, earlier on in his career, he started with the Tennessee Titans, and it looked like he was on a trajectory to be one of the top receivers in the league. He really shined his first couple of years, and then there were injuries, consistent injuries, and then he was never really able to regain that form. So if he is healthy and can stay healthy, I don't know how much the injuries have diminished his physical ability. But if you look up Tajay Sharp and you find tape, you can find some really good tape. And I'm not talking college ball, high school ball. You'll find some really, really good NFL tape against some really, really good NFL defenses and corners. Tajay Sharp was a pretty decent wide receiver in his day. He's yet to find a situation that could help him kind of regain what he once had in the league.
All right. I'm trying to remember, not this year, but last year when he was on Atlanta. I'm trying to remember I'm trying to find his stats for the 49ers game. I'm trying to see if I can find it right now. So just bear with me. Let's see. San Francisco 49ers. Here it goes. I knew I'd find it. It was December. We beat them 31-13. I just want to know what he did against the 49ers. It's kind of like the only time I remember him, like seeing him. I do know he played for the Tennessee Titans. In that game, he didn't have any stats. So he might have been inactive in that game. That's what I have. So I'm not finding too many stats on Tajay Sharp. But there are cumulative stats for the 2015 season. So I'll go ahead and get that. I mean, the 2021 season when he played for Atlanta. He said he played in 15 games. He started in seven of them. He had 37 targets for 25 yards. 27 targets, 25 receptions, 230 yards, 14 first downs. I'm trying to figure out, where does he line up? Is he a slot guy? Is he not a slot guy? Like, is he an inside guy?
He's on the outside. He's 6'4", 200.
Okay, so he has some speed too. Probably.
Yeah.
So I got him at 6'2", 188, but I don't know how old this is. Kid out of Massachusetts. He went to college in Massachusetts, the Minutemen. That's what he played for. He was drafted in 5th round to the Tennessee Titans. He's a 5th round pick. Hey, that might be something for the 49ers. They get a former 5th round pick. They bring him in here and work out with this team and the wide receiver coach. He could possibly be something. Now, he got signed to the practice squad. So we let go Malik Turner. That's one wide receiver that's no longer here. They're going to probably replace him with Tajay Sharp. I'm trying to figure out, Peachy, do you think this kid can find his way on the active roster? Can he replace anybody on this active roster currently? Give anybody any type of competition? That's kind of what I'm asking.
Yeah, I mean, he probably has enough left. As bad as I hate to say it, I mean, maybe Jennings, if he doesn't, shape up, I could see him definitely doing that. It hurts my heart to say that, though, because Jennings being a Vol or whatever, I said coming from the Vols, but yeah,
Don't hurt my heart. That's the name that I was going with too. The only thing that gives Jennings a leg up is that he knows the offense.
Right.
He's a good blocker too.
Jennings is a good blocker when in the running game. But if you can't catch the ball, you're not even going to be on the field for those blocking assignments. So, I think he can give Jennings a run. I think he can give Danny Gray a run. Now, he's not the speed of Danny Gray,
right?
But he has the NFL experience, and we know Tajay can catch the football. So, I think he can give both Danny and Jawan a run, and we'll just have to see how it goes. But I think he's just, a body on the practice squad right now in the event that something happens, that somebody else goes down. Because like we just had Debo and Jennings out for the game against the Rams. So we were shorthanded at the wide receiver position. Kyle doesn't want that ever.
Right.
So I think it's possible, but not likely.
I'm just trying to figure out if they activate him, what do you do with Danny Gray? Because you're not gonna. You can make him inactive, but you got to keep him on the roster. So if you bring this guy up, who are you sending down? It won't be a receiver. It'll have to be somebody else, right? Because you're not going to put Danny Gray on that roster. I mean, you're not going to cut him and put him on the practice squad. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's something that they'll have to figure out. I like maybe the kid could come in here and do something, but he's got a lot of work to do. He is what Peachy likes. He is a veteran in this league, and he could provide something that the 49ers need, which is, going into the second half of the season, you got to be the best of the best.
Yeah.
Because it's not like we're 5-1 or 6 and whatever, you know what I'm saying? It's not like we have
6 and 3 or whatever. Like we're
right. Like we don't have that type of
right now, yeah.
6-2, 7-1, 8-0. Like we're not there, right? But we are 4-4, and we kind of, in my opinion, we kind of write our own destiny.
Yeah.
That's going to be the name of tomorrow's show. Writing your own destiny. Write that down, please. Somebody.
I got it.
Because that's what the 49ers are doing. Now, the good thing is they got some guys back that practice today. We're going to talk about some of these guys. So today was a light practice, ladies and gentlemen. I don't want you guys to think they went full throttle. They'll do that tomorrow, but today was a light practice. All right. So they had Jason Verrett there today, which is good to see Jason Verrett, because I'm really hoping he can go, on Sunday against his former team. But Jason Verrett was there. Elijah Mitchell was there. And we're going to talk about the practice window opening for those guys. But here's some cool names. Deebo Samuel, Juwan Jennings, Jason Verrett, and Kyle Juszczyk, after the surgery, was full go at practice. So these 4 guys were full go at practice. Light or not, they were full go. Let's talk about that. Let's start with you, Peach.
Yeah, I was excited to see these guys back. I just think that it brings a different energy to this team when you have all these guys out there, because then you just know that, it's just time to get it in gear and get it done. And the more healthy players we have out there, your better your practices are going to be, because you got your guys out there. You can look to your left and look to the right. You can see bodies out there now.
Mm-hmm.
Bodies that mean something. Starters especially.
Oh, you're right. The starters are back.
Right.
They're not just bodies.
Right. Not just bodies. Yeah. Starters. Yeah.
I like that. Good job. I really do. Mose, anything you want to add to that?
No, PG hit it on the head, man. Just to have everybody back, knowing what this team is capable of, and knowing what they believe about themselves when we're 100%.
Yeah. I don't have word on Greenlaw, so there's an asterisk by him. I'm not sure if he's back at practice or what. I didn't hear anything about Greenlaw. I know Cowboy Angel asked about Greenlaw. Haven't heard anything about Greenlaw. I'm hoping Greenlaw will be available to go this weekend. The good thing is it's a Sunday night game, all right, and so it's a little bit more time for players to be active. Or not. Let's talk about those 4 guys. Who out of those 4 guys? Let's go with thumbs up or thumbs down if they're going to play on Sunday. You ready? Let's start with Deebo Samuel. Thumbs up or thumbs down?
Deebo's playing.
Let's go Juwan Jennings. Thumbs up, thumbs down. So
I don't want him to play, so I'm not putting a thumb up or a thumb down.
Oh man, you can't be that way, man.
Oh Lord,
you think he's gonna play or not, man? Just take a guess. All right, thumbs up. All right, cool. They got the thumbs up. Let's pop the thumbs up and the thumbs down that you guys see out there. All right, let's do. All right, here we go. We're gonna get down. Kyle Juszczyk. No pun intended. Thumbs up or thumbs down?
Oh yeah, definitely juice.
And last but not least, Jason Verrett. Thumbs up or thumbs down?
Okay, hold on.
I like it. I like that. Peachy, you going thumbs up for Verrett too?
Yeah, you don't think that Verrett's gonna play most?
I think this is the game, Mose. It's on grass. They're at home. I'm not saying he might look great, but I think they got to give him a
I'm not saying that he's going to blow everybody away, but I think he's going to be out there, though.
I say if he practices, if he has a full week of practice, right? Let this guy go out there. Let him get himself acclimated back to the game. Now, we saw what Jason Verrett was like coming off of an injury back in 2019 against the Pittsburgh Steelers at home. He just wasn't ready. And that was then, though. This is 2022. And I'm banking on him being extra ready. I think he's been ready. I'm going to keep it a buck. I think Jason Verrett's been ready. But I think the 49ers technically felt like they didn't necessarily need him. I know I added a bunch of adverbs and stuff into that. They didn't need him at the moment. But I think it's time. Second half of the season, I think it's time. Cowboy Angel says he's been practicing and not playing. Might give him more time. I'm not sure how much more time he needs.
I know.
I mean, damn, like we get to the playoffs, you're going to give him more time then too. I mean, like what is it that's wrong with him?
Right.
To where he can't play. I say you try it. If it doesn't work, you pull him immediately. You get him out. If he gets burnt like he did, like he was lost in that Pittsburgh game. It's not like he just got burnt. Look like he just didn't know how to play the position. New defense. Maybe he didn't. Maybe that's what it was too. But he knows this defense. You know, he knows this defense. I say put him in there. People saying his body might not be ready. I got you. But I'm going with thumbs up. I think all four of those players that we see on this list are going to be ready. Let's talk about this practice window, because the practice window has officially opened up for Azeez Al-Shaair, offensive lineman Colton McKivitz, who's the 49ers swing tackle, and running back Elijah Mitchell. So what does that mean when we say the practice window is open? It simply means the 49ers have 3 weeks to put these guys on the active roster. Mm-hmm. Now, if they don't, I believe they lose. Like, I don't know if they lose them or what, but they need to make them active or whatnot. And so we're going to find out. Now, Elijah Mitchell was out there practicing today with the running backs. So he's out there. Yeah. He already declared and told Matt Mayoko that he was going to be playing this week a couple of weeks ago. Does Elijah Mitchell play on Sunday, guys? Thumbs up.
Yep.
Thumbs up. Let's go with Colton McKivitz.
I don't think so. Yeah, not yet.
I think they give him more time. I know we just talked about time.
He needs more time, I think.
Does he? What was his injury? Was it a high ankle sprain? What was Colton McKivitz's injury? I don't know if he necessarily needs the time. I just think they feel like they might be cool at the position because they're clearly not letting. I mean, where's he going to play? That's my question. You're not benching Mike McGlinchey and you're not benching Trent Williams. So where does Colton McKivitz play?
Who's the swing though right now? Jalen Moore.
Is it Jalen Moore? I believe it's Jalen Moore. He had an MCL sprain too. By the way,
Colton.
He had an
so
MCL.
Fair says Elijah will play some. Colt not so much.
Yeah, I don't think. I think Colt would be inactive for Sunday, but they got 3 weeks now. The 49ers do have 3 open roster spots. So
they're saying that he had an MCL sprain.
Correct. He had an MCL sprain. All right, we got to go with this name, Azeez Al-Shaair. We got to talk about it. Now, he came out today and said that he plans to play on Sunday. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about this one, because Azeez Al-Shaair playing for the 49ers, that's a big, big bump in their defense, especially in the run-stopping portion of the defense. He plays on the run-stopping side. Greenlaw plays on the passing side. Now you can rotate. If Greenlaw isn't going, now you can rotate Burks and Demetrius Flanagan-Fowles. So let's talk about how beneficial Azeez Al-Shaair would be for the 49ers. And do you think he'll be up to the part?
No, I think well, I'm not worried. I think I won't say Azeez needs to play. I'll say I want him to play. Because as of right now, the biggest threat that this Chargers offense poses for us is at the running back position. Yeah, the quarterback is good, but he might be missing his top 2 wide receivers. So that offense is going to go through Austin Eckler. And while I have him in both of my fantasy leagues, I don't mind if Austin Eckler don't get a lot of points this coming Sunday.
Me,
I
You
do
must be,
not. I
y'all
do
must
not
be
mind.
8-0 right now. Because if I had him on my joint, that's the only person I would want to feast.
Right. I
on
want
this
to
team.
address this.
Sure.
GSU says these players have to get medical clearance. They just can't say I'm playing and boom, they're playing. A lot of times the ones that say that they're trying to play or whatever have already gotten that.
Yeah.
They're already aware.
I mean, they're at practice. I mean,
they're practicing. So
yeah,
so
I
they're cleared.
Yeah, I would assume that they're cleared since they're
Right.
already practicing. The practice
Exactly.
window wouldn't have opened up
Yeah.
for him if he,
Yeah, that's
he's on
normally
the,
how it goes.
yeah. But I do understand where he's coming from, but I think they're pretty much good to go. It comes down to how well do they practice this week. And if they have a good practice, then they'll play. And if they don't have a
Right.
good practice, if they're still struggling in certain areas, then I believe that they'll be inactive on Sunday. But Azeez Al-Shaair, what does he do? What does he do for this defense, guys? Because I feel like we haven't had our starting three on the field more than what, 1 or 2 games?
Yeah.
Jeez.
It'll be nice to get everybody out there. I tell you.
We need. I can't wait to see all 3 of them in consistent games
I
and
know.
build that chemistry and build some momentum, because when those 3 dudes are out there, I feel like it's less pressure on the front 4.
Mm-hmm.
Because the front 4 don't have to make up for the lack of, tackling. I feel like when we don't have our 3 backers, our front 4 is like, okay, not only do we have to get pressure, not only do we have to clog the running lanes, but we also got to get tackles. And not to say that our guys can't handle it, but, anybody who's played football or anybody who watched football, you play better when your job is easier. You play better when you don't have to think as much. When you're just playing football, you're reacting. You don't have to think. There's not too much on your plate. And I think our front 7 plays a little bit better when they know that they have those 3 missiles behind them, because they're going to make sure that those 3 guys have clean lanes to get to whoever the ball carrier is. And when those guys get to the ball carrier is going down. So, yeah, I think what Azeez does is he brings that energy. He brings the thump. He's one of those guys you can count on, to get a big stop when you need it. And like I said, they help that front 4 so much with all 3 of them on the field, because whether it's a run or a pass, they know all we got to do is make sure that those 3 guys are clean so that they can bring the ball carrier down. So, yeah, I can't wait to see the 3 of them back together again.
Soon come, brethren. Soon come. Again, no official word on Greenlaw. But the word from Azeez Al-Shaair is he's looking to play on Sunday night. So that's what we have right now. We'll definitely keep you guys posted throughout the week, letting you guys know how that goes or how that pans out. Perk Dog says Chargers are going to hit us with a bunch of screens to those running backs, try and use our pass rush against us. Yeah, this is one game.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to break this down in a little bit, that we don't want to play over aggressive, right? We want to rush. We want our edges to set the edge, get in their lanes. But this is where your linebackers come into play. So we'll see. We'll see how it all pans out as we get to break the stuff down. All right, now it's rumor time. All right, so it's rumor time, and we got to get to the rumors. Jay Glazer earlier today on the 95.7 The Game says that the 49ers will be part of a bidding war to sign Odell Beckham Jr. in the coming days. All right, Odell Beckham Jr. or OBJ, aka one of the Alphabet Boys. He might as well join this roster. Listen, he's a free agent and he's coming off of the ACL injury. And so the 49ers, I don't care what anybody says, the 49ers have been wanting OBJ for years. They've been wanting Christian McCaffrey for years too. And look, they made it happen. They had to trade him.
And Kyle Shanahan has said it before too, that he's wanted OBJ. So
yeah, you're right. And like I said, Peachy, they all they got to do is spend some money. Now, it's not our money. So let them spend their money how they want. Now, the question I'm going to ask you, is, would you guys, we'll start with Peachy, would you sign OBJ to this roster? And that's the Q&A question out there. So Peachy, you go first. I'll look in the chat to see what everybody is saying, and I'll go ahead and post their comments up there while you talk.
Yeah.
Peachy saying, yeah. Why would you sign OBJ? I mean, you gotta explain why.
The 49ers are trying to win a Super Bowl. They're not trying to get to the playoffs. They're not trying to get to the Super Bowl. They're trying to win a Super Bowl. So anything that you can add that will help you to accomplish that, definitely. And people are saying that they don't want OBJ because they don't want him to be a locker room cancer. I don't really look at OBJ as being a locker room cancer. I don't think Kyle Shanahan would be interested in OBJ if he felt that he was in locker room cancer. He said it several times that he would be interested in him. Anything that is going to make this team harder for a defense to be able to handle is going to be good. And I think that OBJ on the 49ers would be better than OBJ back with the Rams, or OBJ with Seattle, or OBJ with some other team that we might run across, because you never know. So I would rather have him on my team than to be on a team that we're going to have to face. I don't want to face him, in other words. Or OBJ in Buffalo, and we play Buffalo in the Super Bowl. And I just don't want to be across from him. I don't want to do that.
All right. So Peachy wants to sign OBJ. I guess out of necessity, it's better to have him here than it is anywhere else.
Than to play against.
We might have to face OBJ. Hey guys, the last time we played OBJ, he went 8 bananas. I don't want to say 8 crap, but that's what he did. He was a problem. I just want people to know that. So, people aren't looking at it and they're calling him a cancer. They're calling him this. People are saying no, but not explaining why. I would love to know why. So if you're going to say no, you can't say OBJ is trash, because OBJ is one of the reasons why they beat us. It was OBJ and Von Miller. It was that combination right there.
All right.
Mose, I would love to get to know your thoughts on this particular topic.
Maybe I'm biased because I love OBJ. I'm a big fan of him, but outside of my bias, absolutely. I mean, how many wide receivers did you say we brought in and we tried out?
Right.
7.
So you're bringing in Tajay Sharp and Mohamed Sanu.
It's okay to sign that guy.
And all of these other guys. You signed Willie Snead and Malik Turner and all of these other dudes that we signed, but yet you don't want to bring in OBJ. I guarantee if you ask Bills Mafia if they should bring in OBJ, they'll be like, absolutely bring him in here. And they already have Stephon Diggs.
Exactly.
They already have Gabriel Davis.
That's the guy.
But then you bring in OBJ, right? Now you have Gabe Davis and Stephon Diggs on the outside and OBJ in the slot. You got OBJ and Stephon Diggs on the outside, or Gabe Davis in the slot. OBJ, Gabe Davis outside, Stephon Diggs. They're interchangeable. You can move those 3 guys anywhere on the field. And now I have to defend them. And not only do I have to defend them, I got to defend Josh Allen. And not only have to defend Josh Allen, now they got Nyheim Hines, who they got to defend as well. And Dawson Knox is not a slouch at tight end. And that's a team that is built to win a Super Bowl right now. So if you look at us, do we need him? No, I'm not saying he's a need. OBJ is not a need. We have Deebo Samuel. We have Brandon Ayuk. Our wide receiver core is solid. But if you're asking, first of all, you can't ask me, do I trust Jawan Jennings or Odell Beckham Jr.? You already know my answer.
OBJ would be slot 100%.
You can't ask me if I trust OBJ over Ray McLeod. You can't ask me if I trust OBJ over Danny Gray. So you look at him on the field, Deebo, Ayuk, OBJ, Kittle, CMC.
That's one package. That's 11 personnel.
If anything else, whether we need him or not, you put OBJ on this team, both Kyle Shanahan and Jimmy Garoppolo have no excuses for us not to win the Super Bowl.
They already don't have any excuses, in my opinion, bro.
Right. Kyle has every piece that he needs, and Jimmy has every piece that he needs. I know y'all worried about him not being able to go down the field. We're not going to beat a dead horse. We already know that he can't do that, but at least he's trying. He's tried more this season than he has in the past 2 or 3 seasons combined. At least he's trying to get the ball downfield. But if he's trying and he can't get it down there, here's my last point. If Jimmy is trying and he can't really get it down there, I want a receiver who knows how to adjust to the ball being in the air and can go up and make a crazy catch when we need it.
Hey, real quick, before you add on to that, does OBJ make that Ray McCloud catch that he dropped?
1,000% he makes that catch.
I just want to leave it at that. So if you want to drop the mic, you can drop the mic.
Right.
We're going to leave it at that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's nothing else you need to say, because that's the thing. And shout out to Raj out there. We see you, baby. And these are facts. Guys, listen. Kylie said, what are we trying to win, a fantasy league or a Super Bowl? I tell you what, you win the fantasy league, you win, right? It's championship. So listen, the more pieces you got on the offense, it's the less the defense is going to be able to stop. It's numbers. Right. It's basketball, 5-on-4. Yes. You know, it's simple. Fast break. Yes. Matter of fact, we get OBJ, the nickname for our offense is going to be called fast break. Because they're going to have 5 different sets of people out there on the field. I just mentioned 11 personnel, which is everything that Mose just said. But they can go 22. They could go 21. They could go 12. They can go 31. And they could run this pony stuff. I've never even seen the 49ers do that.
And then when you talk about, okay, we don't want to misuse CMC and potentially get him hurt. We don't want to misuse Odell Beckham Jr. and potentially get him hurt. So if you bring in somebody like OBJ, like if you bring in in Tajay Sharp, why wouldn't you bring in OBJ? You bring in somebody like OBJ, to Breezy's point, you have so many different options of what you can do on offense that even when you take a guy off the field, your offense isn't missing a beat. The defense is not getting a break. Oh, Debo's not on the field? Shoot, Ayuk, OBJ, Kittle, Juszczyk, CMC, they're still here. And that's just taking one guy off the field.
Right.
They took OBJ off the field. Okay, well, we still got CMC and Elijah Mitchell and Debo and Ayuk to worry about. Like, there's so many different combinations that we can use and so many different pieces that can be used to where the defensive coordinators already have a headache trying to stop our offense.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
That was before we had CMC.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So
now that we have CMC, they are pulling their hair out. We get somebody the talent of OBJ, defensive coordinators might be. I'm just turning in my papers.
Right.
Like, I'm not coaching this week.
Can I say this one thing real quick? Okay, so I see a lot of you out there that are saying that the 49ers getting a player just so somebody else doesn't get them, basically like what I was saying a while ago. What the hell do you think the main reason why that the 49ers ponied up to get CMC for? Because guess who was right there trying to get him? The Rams. And they wanted to make damn sure that the Rams did not get him. That's why the 49ers gave up what they did. I just want to remind you that a lot of times when teams get players, that's what it's for. It's to make sure that somebody else does not grab that player.
Especially
and OBJ has a use here. So it's not like he would just be a player that would just be chilling on the bench or whatever. He has a massive use here, and we could definitely use him just like Mose just talked about for like 5 minutes. So it would be great. And like I said a while ago, the 49ers are trying to win a Super Bowl. That's how you win a Super Bowl. You put it all out there, just like the 49ers did with CMC. You put it out there and you get it done. That's how you win a Super Bowl.
Yep. You got to go all in.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're going to play to contend in this league, teams are going all in. Ain't nobody questioning Philly and what they doing.
Exactly.
They sure going all in. They went and got every defensive piece they can find to shore up the defense. They traded for Robert Quinn, and they're still getting guys. Yep. So they're making sure that their defense, they're comfortable on offense. They signed A.J. Brown. Yeah, I don't even know if Devontae Smith still play for the Eagles. So they're comfortable. They got the weapons. Jalen Hurts is playing some of his best football, but they're comfortable, and they went all in. Guess what other teams are going to go all in? Teams that want to win the Super Bowl.
That's right.
So either you go all in or you don't. There's going to be a bidding war. So either if the 49ers are going to get in it, don't listen. And I don't expect them to win it because they don't have the salary cap to make what OBJ may be asking for. But they do have the power of persuasion. And they do have veterans on this team. And they do have a culture. If OBJ walks into San Francisco and walks through that Eddie DeBartolo Hall of Fame, that cat walking out in red and gold. I bet anybody $100.
You got that right.
He's walking out in red and gold. And that doesn't mean he's going to the gift shop, buying a jersey and putting it on. Nah, cat signing. Whether it's 1 year, $5 million, and up to $5 million and stuff with incentives and all that type of stuff, either way. And like everybody said on the panel, we're going to get Fair's point. You bring in OBJ, guys, you've just upgraded again. Isn't that what you want to do every single year? The whole purpose is to upgrade. You want your players to develop, but you can't develop players. And I was talking to John V today on the show this morning. He wants these guys to develop. John, it's the middle of the season. Them motherfuckers ain't developing. They ain't developed yet. Next offseason, bro. 49ers are all in. They trying to win. Fair. What's your take on this, bro?
I mean, I heard y'all talking off, when I was off, and just really feel like bringing in somebody like that raises the floor for us in our wide receiver room. We have a lot of folks that can make plays. We have a lot of folks that can catch the ball and get upfield and get yak, right? But we also need players that are going to be able to go up and get those, I won't say errant throws, but those balls that Jimmy throws at times that are a little bit out of folks' reach. We're not going to go there because Jimmy's playing well. I'm not. I said I was going to throw it off to the balls. You can call it that. I'm saying I'm not.
Yeah, that's fine. But I'm going to call it what it is because this nitty gritty. So you can do what you want, but I'm telling you, they still hospital balls.
Understood. But my thing is that OBJ has this wide catch radius, right? So those will look like routine catches for him when he's in the game. They won't look as bad. You know what I mean? When you have somebody like Debo who's a little bit shorter and doesn't have the same kind of hops like OBJ or doesn't have those long arms like OBJ, it looks a little crazy, right? And OBJ has them big hands too, right? Pause. But realistically, OBJ raises the floor of the wide receiver room. When you have somebody like that trotting out as your third receiver, man, it's really tough for you to match up against all those weapons on offense. And like y'all said, what are you going to do now? What our defense is going to do? You cannot make up. You don't have three corners. Really, you don't have five corners because now you got to still D up Kittle. You got to still D up CMC. What are you going to do? You don't have that many great defensive backs to everybody when we're going downfield. It's impossible. So it's really going to be a tough ask for any defensive coordinator to stop that offense. And we know what our defense is going to do. It's just a matter of us being sure that we're putting up enough points for the defense to relax a little bit at times.
All right.
So if you want to put up more points.
There's only one Kansas City Chiefs in the league. There's only one Pat Mahomes.
Right.
That's it.
But if you want to put up more points,
right,
then you go grab another points maker. I'm just saying he's available. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it even happens. I'm saying you have to entertain it, and then you got to get into the bidding war if you're all in. If you're not all in, then so be it. But if you're not all in, why the fuck did you sign Jimmy Garoppolo for however many $1 million and pay him incentives to get you sign him not to just back up Trey?
Exactly.
God forbid if something happened to Trey, you could still be all in. That's exactly why you signed Jimmy Garoppolo. If that had been
why did you give all that up for CMC if you're not all in?
You're all in. You're all in.
You're
There's
all
no
in.
way.
And listen, in addition to what Breezy's saying, we're not saying give that man whatever he wants.
Right.
If there is a bidding war, we're not saying go above and beyond what
Our
you're
max
able
is
to
our
do.
max.
Our max is our max. But if we can fit him into whatever our max is, and he wants to come to us because he sees an opportunity to play with a good team, with a good head coach and a good offense, and players that he likes to play with. He wants to play with Debo.
Mm-hmm.
You saw how he went to
Super
Debo
Bowl,
in the
bro.
NFC Championship game.
I mean, it's NFC Championship game. That was
You
one of the
saw how
best.
he went to Debo and consoled him because he saw Debo's pass. He wants to play with Debo. He
And
sees how their styles are complementary to one another. So you get him in that room with Debo and Ayuk, and the three of them are just bouncing ideas off of one another. Like, I say what y'all want. It's our job to make y'all see what the possibility is.
For sure.
And I'm not saying that anybody is wrong for saying that they don't want him, but like a lot of y'all are like this guy's a cancer. He's never been a good football player. I absolutely don't want him. But you have to like really take a look at what the possibilities are for this team if we're able to add a player of this caliber.
Yes.
Do y'all really want Tajay Sharp on the practice squad? Or do you want somebody like OBJ who can come in and get you 3, 4, 5 catches, a couple huge ones on third down to help extend drives, to help get Debo and Kittle and Ayuk and CMC and Kyle Juszczyk and whoever else we have on this offense in better position to score points and to get our defense rest and to really be a high-powered offense? We're already on our way to that. We saw what CMC was able to do, and Debo and Kyle Juszczyk didn't even play. So again, this is not a need for us, but just imagine the possibilities of what it could mean to have a guy like OBJ in this offense. Yeah. And if you tell me you'll take Jennings, Ray McLeod, Danny Gray, or Tajay Sharp over OBJ, sorry, I don't believe you.
I just gotta check your football card. Not even a 49er card. I gotta check your football card. I gotta make sure you understand this game. That means we're doing a piss poor job explaining to you what this game is like. If you're willing to take those 4 or 5 guys over this one guy that has a Super Bowl ring, number one, that has proven that he can sustain himself at a high level, no matter what team he plays for, whether it was every year with the Giants, he was number one, went to Cleveland, was struggling in and out of there. They had quarterback issues and all that type of stuff. Comes to the Rams, has 0 personality issues because they had Robert Woods, Cooper Kupp, and Van Jefferson, and then they added OBJ, and then next thing you know, OBJ ends up in the slot, something that I haven't seen him do much of his career, and he was killing.
Right.
And that's another thing, Breezy. I mean, I don't want to get too deep in the weeds here because this is not football, but I think there's a definitely a lack of, I don't want to necessarily say forgiveness, but there's a lack of allowing people to grow because rookie OBJ, year 2, year 3 OBJ, young 21, 22, 23-year-old trying to establish himself in the NFL, OBJ is not the same OBJ that he is today. So, yeah, some of the antics that he had when he was in New York, some of the fights that he tried to have with some cornerbacks, Josh Norman was one of them, you know, some of the irresponsible and immature reactions that he had to his quarterback and maybe to some of his teammates, that's not the same dude that he is now. We saw a different OBJ in Cleveland going through all of that turmoil. We saw a different OBJ in LA. Like, people are allowed to be young, be dumb, be immature. I'm so glad I'm on this show now as a 34, almost 35-year-old, and not a 24, 25-year-old. Because some of the stuff that I've done then, maybe y'all wouldn't like Mose. Maybe y'all wouldn't subscribe to my channel. Maybe y'all wouldn't subscribe to Nitty Gritty and the Wayne Breezy Network had you known young, dumb, immature 24-year-old Mose as opposed to 34-year-old Mose. So, like, we have to allow space and allow people the ability to mature. And when they've shown that, and they're trying to continue to show that, not still putting their past onto them, like, oh no, he's still the same immature OBJ who is all about himself, who's a locker room cancer. He wasn't a locker room cancer when he just won a Super Bowl. He wasn't a locker room cancer when he was almost on his way to being the MVP of that Super Bowl before he blew his knee out. Had it not been for that injury, Odell Beckham Jr. is winning Super Bowl MVP of that game.
Hands down.
So, like, come on, man. Like, we cannot allow his past and this old stuff to, like, still seep into who he is now. Because I guarantee you he's not the same guy. He's shown that, and I think he's going to continue to show and prove that.
Yeah, I think we as fans, we choose who we want to let grow, right? Because we look at it as what we need, right? So everybody apparently we need a defensive tackle, right? So they're willing to they're willing to accept Ndamukong Suh. You know what I'm saying? Apparently they see his growth though, right? He wasn't a problem in Tampa, so they're choosing to decide on who they want to let, when it comes to growth. Look, either one of these players are going to be good. They could be good for the 49ers. And when it comes to Sue, as much as I want him, and I do, it's going to come down to the number as well. I saw somebody say that OBJ is going to make $12 million. If that must be the Cowboys, because they have $20 million of cap space. But I wouldn't pay $12 million to a wide receiver coming off from the ACL. I've never heard of that though. $12 million to play 9 games.
That's why
I don't think they're gonna give him that much.
Hell no.
I think
he get a 1-year deal. He plays out
1 year prorated.
If he can say he's healthy, then they could talk renegotiations. Or if I'm OBJ, I take the 1 year right now. I get that prorated rate. I bust my behind and show what I'm still OB, and then I go get my contract. And then what if he gets a Super Bowl? Same shit Deion Sanders did. I mean, he played the whole year with us, but he signed with us for 1 year. After that, he went and got more money in Dallas. He said that the 49ers
got another Super Bowl.
And then got another Super Bowl. Now, according to Deion, the 49ers didn't make him an offer, but I'm just saying.
Which to me, again, we don't want to harp on old stuff, but
but you get where I'm going with this.
They didn't make that man an offer. That don't make no sense.
I know.
We had the best wide receiver and the best corner in the game, and they win you a Super Bowl, and you don't keep that man.
The whole defense you had to keep. You had to find a way.
At a time where folks are building their offense and defense out in. Now everybody's trying to build inside out.
Everybody's going in and out.
At that time, you had the best wide receiver and the best corner.
And you don't find a way to keep them together.
That's kind of where we are. That's kind of where we are now. All right. So a lot of people might not feel like like Deebo Samuel is the best wide receiver in the league. And I know he's having a down year, another injury kind of plague type of a season. It's stunting his growth. He hasn't grown. He's not a true number one. Like, I get it. I still think Deebo Samuel is a top 5, top 10 wide receiver in the league. Number one, when it comes to playing football, you just got to give him the ball. Get him the ball. Instead of giving the ball behind the line of scrimmage as a runner, let the guy go out and do what he does. And I guarantee you his numbers will go up. And I tell you what, with Christian McCaffrey, I don't want to hear nobody jump on Deebo Samuel's back, because I know y'all down on him, y'all bad mouthing him, and all the kids has been doing was being positive for the 49ers. So his numbers aren't as high as they were in 2021. Okay, it's fine. I guarantee you now that they got a running back there, actually 2 backs now, because Elijah Mitchell is back as well. It's going to be a problem. Deebo's going to feast. And Brandon Ayuk is still going to continue to develop and grow into that true number one wide receiver. So the 49ers
and Breezy, here's the context. Why was Debo's number so crazy in 2021? Well, we were missing George Kittle for most of the first half of the season, and Brandon Ayuk was in the doghouse. If we forget, that was last year. That whole come to Jesus moment that him and Kyle Shanahan had. That was last year.
And Elijah Mitchell was injured.
Brandon Ayuk wasn't getting targets like he is at the end of last year and the beginning of this year. We had no George Kittle. So like our offense was going through Debo. Elijah Mitchell came in because Raheem Mostert injured himself week 1 last year. So everything was forced to go through Debo. Now it's not forced to go through Debo. And that's okay because we want to keep him healthy. We struggled last year when he was out. And it's this fan base. We want Debo to get the ball. We want him to do all the exciting stuff. But then when we get mad when he get an ankle injury or he got a hamstring injury or something happened with his calf or something happened with his big toe. Oh, he's being used too much. Kyle shouldn't have ran him here. Shouldn't have run him up the middle this way. Shouldn't have threw him that screen behind the line of scrimmage. Again, back to the OBJ conversation, or even without the OBJ conversation, insert CMC. Now, though the touches that Debo does get, while they may be limited, it might not be as many or as much as it was last year, they can be more effective and we can keep him on the field. And that way, in the NFC Championship game, he's not feeling burnt out and trying to push through, even feeling burnt out and even being hurt, trying to will his team to a win, and his coach doesn't give him the ball most of, if not all of the second half. He can give him the ball now because he knows I can give Debo the ball because I haven't worn him out all season.
Bingo.
I haven't given him 12 to 15 touches for 10 straight weeks leading up to this NFC Championship game to get us to the Super Bowl. And now I'm in the NFC Championship game. I got a conscience, and I want to worry about his health and well-being instead of force feeding him the ball and potentially getting him hurt.
Thanks.
Or either Kyle is worried about his well-being, or he's worried, if I get him hurt this late in the season, he may not be ready for the next season. Well, all of that's gone now because now you have so many weapons that you can spread out his touches, and the touches that he does get can be more impactful. And then when we go on this long run in the playoffs, Debo's healthy, Ayuk's healthy, Kittle's healthy, CMC's healthy, Mitchell's healthy. That's what we want. We want all of those horses to be at 100% when we get into this tournament. Whatever happens in the tournament, happens in the tournament. But if all of our horses got oil change, got new brake pads, got brand new tires, got all the fluids changed, everything is good to go, and we can hit that starting block with everybody good.
Yep.
Now we can now it's put up or shut up, and we'll see if any other team in the NFC and whoever we see from the AFC can really put up with what we got. And that's the point. That's you as a head coach, as a GM, you got to find a way to have longevity with your roster to get your main guys available when it's time.
Amen. It's we can't have our cake and eat it too. It's as simple as that. And I want Debo Samuel to be here for the remaining of his contract, and then I want him to extend that and be here again. Homegrown talent, developed right here. You know what I'm saying? When I say homegrown, meaning that they drafted him. Don't want him to go anywhere else, right? And so when it comes to Debo Samuel, you want to be able to sustain him. And so that's why I said we can't have our cake and eat it too. We can't want to give him the ball all the time and then expect him to be healthy every single game. It just doesn't work like that. Not in the ways that he is utilized on the football field. He's way too dangerous of a weapon. And I still think Debo Samuel is the most dangerous weapon for the 49ers because you technically don't know what you're going to get. You just know you're going to get an explosive play from an explosive playmaker, whether he runs it, whether he catches it out of the backfield, whether he's down the field catching a wide receiving a pass. It's going to be something explosive. And if he has space, He's either going to do two things: make you miss or run you over. There's no in between.
That's true.
That's Debo Samuel in a nutshell.
That's right.
Every single play.
That's true.
Every single play. But adding OBJ to the equation, not only does it help elevate, it would help alleviate some of the pressure. And that's why
when you designate and infiltrate, I don't know. I was just trying to rhyme up, put a bunch.
Then you can appreciate what the 49ers are doing. I'm telling you, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. All right, so let's move on from this. This is just a rumor, and we spent some time. Guys, let's preview this matchup. We got about 30 minutes left on the show. Let's preview the matchup. I realized we weren't really previewing the matchup here on Nitty Gritty. We're going to do it all in one show. All right, we got the Chargers on Sunday Night Football. Chargers are coming up off of a win, close win. They didn't look too well out there, in my opinion. Just watching them play, they were down key players.
Yep.
So I'm going to give you their depth chart and talk about it. Start quarterback Justin Herbert, Austin Eckler. That's the guy you want to highlight on the paper. They also picked up, they got Isaiah Spiller and Sony Michel. If they choose to spell any of the running backs when it comes to Eckler. Keenan Allen was out. Mike Williams was out, and I expect Mike Williams to be out over Keenan Allen. I'm surprised Keenan Allen isn't playing yet, but he hasn't been designated to the IR. Right. So I do expect him to play in this game. Don't ask me why. Joshua Palmer can't catch. Gerald Everett, another person you want to star. He's like your Delaney Walker type of a tight end. So star him. He's more of an athletic type of tight end.
Yeah, he played with the Rams, right?
Joe Everett, yeah, remember? Yep, awesome. He sure enough did. Yeah. Last year. And I think he was missing one of those games.
Yep.
Because Higbee was going off.
Right.
We should be used to him. And those are their playmakers. Now behind Keenan Allen, DeAndre Carter, former 49er. Remember him? Keelan Doss, Michael Bandy. These are some of their guys, and Jason Moore Jr. Those are the wide receivers. So Keenan Allen, if he plays, will be. How much of a factor would Keenan Allen be if he plays? That's the question I'm asking you guys. Best route technician probably in the NFL, coming off of an injury.
I mean, I think he's going to be a big factor just because that's one of Justin Herbert's security blankets. Mm-hmm. When you talk about his ability to run routes, I think one of the things that the Chargers can do well, especially with Keenan on the field, is convert on third down. So now if they have Keenan and Eckler on the field, they'll be able to convert on third down at a little bit higher of a clip. Them converting on third down means our defense is on the field more and our offense is on the sideline, which is what we don't want. Now, again, all of this is going to depend on, how healthy he is. And it's going to depend on how we play defense. Are we going to man up Mooney Ward on Keenan Allen all day? I would. I think
even in the slot
corner. Yeah, I think
because they're going to line him up in the slot.
I think it's best on best. I think it's best on best. I don't think with as good as Keenan Allen is, and maybe we'll have to play it by ear, and we'll have to see how he runs his routes in the first couple of series, but I can't risk Diamador Lenore or Samuel Womack or even Jimmy Ward one-on-one with Keenan Allen in the slot. Yeah. So for me, it's got to be best on best. You got to put Mooney on Keenan Allen and then force Justin Herbert to beat you somewhere else. But yeah, I think if he's healthy and he's running routes like the Keenan Allen that we know, I think he's going to have a big impact in this game.
Yeah. It's funny
Mike
because
Williams is not playing, by the way.
Did he already
will be out?
Okay. I didn't know he was ruled out as of yet, but
it said that he will be out for another 2 weeks, I think.
Oh, I didn't get that report. So I thought he was out 2 weeks from 2 weeks ago. So I think that's why people are asking.
Let me make sure. I'm gonna look and make sure.
So there's, like I said, there's possibility he won't play. He's coming off of the high ankle sprain, I believe that's what he had, some type of injury. Mike Williams. So we'll figure it out as later of the week gets. We'll know more. The question is Keenan Allen playing? Now, what Mo said was spot on, because look, if Mike Williams is out, then you definitely man up Mooney Ward. Let that guy shadow Keenan Allen. That's their number one. You let him shadow him. You don't have to necessarily worry about. I wouldn't mind the young guys going up against young guys, right? I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind Diamador Lenore going up against a Joshua Palmer or one of those guys. Now, if Mike Williams is playing, it's a little different. So it'll be a little bit different. It'll be a little bit different. Austin Eckler, Keenan Allen, and I would say Gerald Everett is a guy you got to watch out for, because he finds sneaky ways to get open. He's utilized a lot different than he was when he was in Seattle. He's not the same guy. He's used differently. Matter of fact, he's probably one of the most consistent weapons when he out there. He's been playing just about every game, and he's helped moving the chains for Justin Herbert. And then there's Justin Herbert. We're just focusing on their offense right now. What do you got to watch out for Justin Herbert, man? Because we know he can get the ball down the field, but how elusive is he in that pocket, Fair?
Yeah, man, that dude moves. He got wheels, man. He's very electric with the ball in his hands. Mm-hmm. And then one great thing about him too, he always has his head up to try to pass the ball downfield.
Yep.
He moves around and he can run and he has the ability to get upfield really quickly, but his head is always up looking for an open receiver first.
He's always looking to throw.
Now, if something happens and it breaks down all the way and he needs to go, he'll get 10, 15 yards real quickly. And there's nothing you could do about it. He has a long stride. The man he moves, man. And it's I mean, we've been seeing this since the Oregon days. And he came in, lit the league up as soon as he came in. And not much has changed. He just doesn't have the same caliber of players around him due to injuries this year. But team is still doing well so far at 5-3. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people wrote the Chargers off, and they're still playing. They're still playing fairly well.
Yeah, he's a like a comeback player too. Like even if they're down, he
has that gene.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
Yeah, he has that comeback gene.
Yeah,
where he'll do anything that he can to try to bring his team back, and before you know it, he will. According to this, on October 26th, Mike Williams, it was reported that he would miss at least 4 weeks.
Okay.
So he's not playing this Sunday.
All right. So until he's officially ruled out, he's playing. Just know that. Until he's officially ruled out, he's playing. You know what? Keenan Allen, you wasn't officially ruled out until Sunday, you bum. And then I had to take you out of my starting lineup. Yo, I'm losing fantasy football because Keenan won't get out on the field.
Same.
But I guarantee you he'll get out on the field this week. I could just feel it because I don't want him on the field this week. So he's going to be on the field.
Do they not have Mike Williams out?
They have him listed as out.
They have him listed as out, but
he's not on the IR, so he can still play if he's available to play and he's healthy. He can.
No, they're just not putting him on the IR, but he's out.
I understand until he's officially ruled out.
But Breezy, it's a high ankle sprain.
But he's out.
Same thing with Trent Williams and Elijah Mitchell. He's not coming back.
He's not coming back Sunday.
You guys say that shit, and then when he comes back, I don't want to hear nothing. The possibility of him not being on the IR means he can come back. It all depends on his rehab.
But he has a high ankle sprain. He's not playing on that.
I don't want him to play
receiver, on. He's not playing on that.
I don't want him to play on it. I'm just saying, technically, he's not officially ruled out. That's all I'm saying. He's out. He's just not officially ruled out. He's not.
I just don't understand how out he needs to be because they're telling you that he's out.
Well, all right. So what I'm saying is he's listed out, right? But guess what?
I'm just telling you that he's
Keenan Allen. He's listed out, right? So he's listed out. I'm looking at the out sheet. So Keenan Allen is listed out. Mike Williams is listed out. But these guys can potentially play on Sunday because they're not officially ruled out. That's all I'm saying.
I'm sorry. That was funny.
It is funny, but I'm saying they're not officially ruled out. So that means that Keenan Allen's officially ruled out because he's listed out, right?
No, that's not what.
No, Keenan's not listed out.
He's listed out on my sheet. I'm looking at it right here. It's a big fucking O in red, and then there's some IRs, right? And then there's O's. Keenan Allen has an O. Mike Williams has an O. We'll get to the defense in a second because there's a bunch of IRs. There's a couple of O's in the defense.
Oh, there's O's on defense. So I was wondering if the O was for offense.
So I don't believe he's gonna play like Peachy is saying, but like I said, until he's officially ruled out, you got to prepare for him.
Oh Jesus!
Because God forbid he plays, and then we lose, we lay an egg. Then what?
Okay.
But like Mo said, high ankle sprain, he shouldn't be playing.
Okay.
Who else? Let's go to the defense. Defense, no Joey Bosa, he's on the IR.
Right.
No, I'm going to IR people now. No JT Jackson, he's on the IR. And those are the most important people on the IR. They still got Derwin James. They got JT Woods. I wanted JT Woods.
There's a defensive tackle, Austin Johnson, that suffered a significant knee injury and will miss the rest of the season.
Okay.
He's listed as out, but Brandon Staley said he will miss the rest of the season.
Right.
Due to the knee injury he suffered.
Right.
Yes.
So they haven't put him on IR yet, but
correct.
Right.
So,
but he's out for the whole year.
Right. All right.
And then Jerry Tillery is also listed as out. Jerry Tillery, the other defensive tackle.
Yes,
so they could be missing. They could be missing their two interior tackles.
And their weak side linebacker, Chris Rumpf II, is out as well. They do have Kyle Van Noy. They run a 3-4-2, by the way. 49ers kind of struggled with these 3-4 defenses this year. Chicago, Denver. We never really paid attention to that. They kind of struggled against these 3-4 guys. Seattle, I believe, was a 3-4, but they did well against Seattle. So we'll have to see. Well, they do have Khalil Mack. They have Kyle Van Noy. They still got some pieces on the defense, and they got Derwin James. They got Nasir Adderley, right? So Asante Samuel Jr. That's their right cornerback. So they got some guys. They got
Jr. is nice too.
Yeah, bro. They got some players, and like Fair just said a couple of minutes ago, people have them kind of ruled out. And they still finding ways to win.
Right.
And it's probably mainly their defense because their offense don't seem to be putting up enough, but they find ways to win. That's past Sunday, Khalil Mack. Did you see the strip fumble he had? He just took it out of the guy's hand.
Just ripped it. He ripped it away from Drake London.
Give me the ball. I'll just take the ball. You know what I'm saying? I'll just take the ball right out your hand. So look. We getting key players back. They got a lot of key players out, but again, it's not going to be an easy. It's not going to be an easy matchup. It's not going to be. It's not going to be an easy matchup. And I'm just looking at them on paper. They don't look good on paper, but like Fair said, watching them play, they look decent. And the key to their offense, a lot of people are saying is Austin Eckler, and he's key, but I think Keenan Allen is the main key. And some people might say even Mike Williams is the main key, and that's why Herbert's not going deep. Keenan Allen's not your deep guy. So having Mike,
he's not.
Right.
Mike Williams is the deep threat.
Right. And so that could be hindering their offense a lot. What are your thoughts on this game? How do you see the 49ers playing in this game? Let's do some key matchups and then tell me how you see the 49ers playing in this game. Everybody pick one key matchup.
I mean, I can't wait to see Derwin and Kittle. Like it's always like
I forgot about that.
Yeah, man, that's just such a dope matchup every time. Like two freaks of athletes, going at it. Derwin comes downhill. Kittle runs uphill. Like it's dope to see, man. And I anticipate that being one of the marquee matchups of Sunday's game.
I like that. All right, I
Okay,
like that.
so an hour ago, Brandon Staley said that Keenan Allen is day to day, that he will know more Wednesday. That is going to be iffy for Keenan Allen, and Mike Williams is definitely not playing Sunday.
There we go. So if that's the injury update I needed to hear, that's what I needed to hear. So they're going to be down one guy and
possibly Keenan Allen.
With our defense mostly coming back.
And we're getting the players back.
That's what I'm saying, yeah. Our players coming back. Oof.
Okay.
Yeah. One of their writers said that Keenan Allen and Trey Pipkins are somehow day to day. I would imagine that all three missed the SF game. I'm not sure that Staley would try to rush him back out there if he is not 100%. I think that they would rather wait until their bye, get them back after the bye.
Pipkins is the right tackle. He's listed day to day, you said?
Yep.
Okay. I totally overlooked him.
So that might be what they're trying to do. I guess their bye week must be right after that. Yes. Game. Right.
Yeah. So now see now knowing that context, that can go in the 49ers' favor. Keenan Allen probably won't play this game. He wasn't a healthy scratch last week, but I did not expect him to get scratched from the starting lineup last week. But the fact that he's listed day to day, you kind of got to wait, and he probably won't be announced again till Sunday. So if you're the 49ers, you got to prepare for Keenan Allen, right? You got to prepare for him because you don't know if he's going to play or not. The fact that he's listed day to day. Now, come Wednesday or Thursday, if he decides that they're going to rule him out, I mean, that's a little bit of relief. Now, the 49ers got to go out there and handle business. And that's what we're going to talk about, for the remainder of the show. Like, how are they going to go out there and take care of business? Because regardless if these guys play or not, the 49ers got to dominate on all three phases of this football. Now, I like Fear's matchup. Peachy, you got a matchup for me or Mose?
You got one, Mose?
I'll tell you a matchup that I'm scared of.
Okay,
and
please.
That could completely blow this
Lil
game.
Max and Mike McGlinchey. Go ahead.
Thank you. You already know. You already know. You already know. The only way we can eliminate that is if we run the ball 40 times. But Kyle Shanahan has showed this year that he doesn't want to run the ball 40 times. Okay. He wants to have a more balanced attack where it's 25-25, 26-24, 28-26. Like, he doesn't want to run the ball 30, 35, 40 times.
Yeah.
So if Jimmy has to drop back 25, 30 times, that gives Khalil Mack 25 to 30 pass rush snaps against a right tackle who is when McGlinchey was 100% healthy, he was not a good pass blocker. But now we have a McGlinchey who's not 100%, and I don't care what he says. I don't care what the training staff says. I don't care what Kyle Shanahan says. Mike McGlinchey is not 100%. We see it every week. He is not 100%. So we have a less than 100% right tackle who wasn't good at pass pro anyway, going up against Khalil Mack, who is arguably one of the best pass rushers we've seen in the past decade and a half. So, Khalil Mack can wreck this game. He can end drives.
I expect a lot of George Kittle that way then.
Yeah.
So you might not get that Derwin James Kittle matchup as much because I expect them. They got to help McGlinchey.
Yeah. They're going to have to because the Chargers are not going to flip and put Khalil Mack on Trent Williams' side. And if they do, it'll be rare. He may get 3 to 5 snaps over Trent Williams, and that's if we're lucky. I don't think he gets anything on Trent Williams' side. I think they try to negate Trent Williams in pass pro by just having one of these other young guys who not really doing much, and Trent's got to play them. Trent's got to make sure that he has good pass pro on his side. But if you could take Trent out of the equation with just a one-on-one with a guy that you know is not going to be Trent Williams and force us to slide our protections to the right side, leave Kittle in so that he can't take advantage of Kenneth Murray sometimes, who is a little, antsy when it comes to pass protection. I think Kenneth Murray sometimes he leans more on his athleticism than on his football IQ. So I think we could take advantage of that in the pass game, especially with Kittle over the middle when they don't have Derwin James on him. If we have Debo and Ayuk and we're using those guys on the outside properly and we're keeping Derwin James back just to, be the help if they need it, with Nasir Adderley playing too deep, that I think we could get good matchups with Kittle on Kenneth Murray, but we lose that if Kittle has to play in. And if Kittle has to play in, and now you can drop Derwin in the box as a linebacker, and now you got Kenneth Murray and Derwin James roaming the middle of the field when we know Jimmy only likes to throw to the middle of the field, that could be dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
That could be dangerous where we see Derwin James taking advantage of that middle because he don't got to worry about Kittle.
I agree.
Who's Kenneth Murray?
Their linebacker, middle linebacker. Yeah, number 9.
Him and Drake Tranquil. Okay, I got you.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Tranquil, yep.
It's gonna be it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough because depending on how Mike McGlinchey does on that outside, you gotta chip him. You gotta chip Khalil.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's trying to get at Jimmy. So force them to be in their wrong defense. Force them out of their base. Get them out of their base. Keep them in their base and bring out a different type of personnel. Like, I know they're going to have chances to sub or whatever, but the 49ers can try to take advantage of these linebackers. I'll take CMC on any one of their linebackers.
Absolutely. So, I misspoke. The Chargers have already had their bye week. What this writer was trying to say is that Pipkins wasn't the same dude before the bye, is what he was trying to say. And it seems like that they would rather have Keenan Allen and him out there 100%. Like, he doesn't want them to risk injury. So that's why they're really going to be cautious with Allen and Pipkin about putting them out there. So I don't know. We'll see if Keenan Allen plays or not.
Well,
right.
Look,
because after us, they got Kansas City. They got Kansas City, Miami, and Tennessee.
Yeah.
And I mean, they do have the Rams, who we know aren't looking too good, but
right.
And then they do have two other division games. They got the Raiders, who they aren't playing good, but it's a divisional game, and then they got Denver. The final week of the season, week 18. So, yeah, I mean, not bringing them back versus us, maybe waiting to hold them out until the home game versus Kansas City.
Right.
Because they almost beat Kansas City the first time they matched up.
Yeah.
So maybe not bring them back on the road, but maybe bring them back at home. And then you got 2 easy ones in Arizona and the Raiders after that. And then you got back-to-back home games against Miami and Tennessee. I think those 2 games right there are going to be really, really telling in the Chargers season with how those 2 matchups end up. And then, they go into the final 3 weeks of the season. So, from a coach's standpoint and Brandon Staley, it makes sense maybe not to bring them back this game. But then again,
and look, win you want your best players on the field at every single time. If they're healthy and they're good to go, you want them out there. And for the 49ers in this particular situation, because Peachy, I want to get your key matchup, they just got to be prepared. And that's my thing. Just be prepared. It doesn't matter who's out there on the field. Be prepared to dominate on all 3 phases of football. And I put 4 because I meant coaching as well. Just be prepared to dominate. Coaches got to adjust again if they have to adjust. I'm hoping this is one of those games, guys, where the 49ers just have control and they control the game.
Yeah. It would be nice.
Just for once.
Right.
One game.
That's why I said it would be nice
Just once.
if we, yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Right. Just one time.
We just took control and we just kept it the whole game.
Just like they did in Super Bowl 29. Took control right at the beginning. Bam, I said it. Peachy, key matchup.
Did anybody say Fred Warner and Eckler?
No, but that's a great one. Because Fred Warner is going to have to cover this guy.
Yes.
Now they're going to try to get Eckler on some other people, but Fred, the good thing I like about Fred is a great coverage linebacker. The question is, will the defensive interior keep them offensive linemen off of Fred so he can make the play?
Yep.
You know, whether it's a run stop or whether it is if he has to drop back and cover, like, you know, Fred just got to Fred's coverage in the last, not this past game, but the game before that, he was just like, he was uneven. Like he was too shallow. Then he was too far back. He was just off. And I think he was trying to overcompensate if it was going to be a run. I think Fred is back. And I don't think Austin Eckler wants anything to do with this Fred Warner coming out of this break. So Peachy, that's a great matchup. Because you're going to have to make sure that you not only do you tackle him in the run game, and he's a little strong, shifty mother sucker too.
Oh yeah, he is.
Don't get it twisted. Just because he's little, that dude pack power.
Right. Exactly.
But I like that matchup. I do. I like that. All three matchups key. Even the scaredy one, because that's a dangerous matchup that you're talking about, Mose. Peachy, great matchup, fair. I want to see that. That's primetime TV right there. Derwin James and George Kittle. I feel like if they had 3 chances at each other, I feel like George Kittle wins the battle. I just do. He loves physical football. The thing is, the ball's got to get to his passes, got to get to him quick. Pause. They got to get to him very quickly so Kittle can make the play and, you know, enforce his physicality on Derwin James. That's how I feel about that. My key matchup.
What's your key matchup, Breezy?
I'm going Brandon Ayuk, and I'm going Asante Samuel Jr.
Ooh.
Oh, that was my second. I ain't gonna lie.
Ooh.
I'm going dog. It's a dog world out there.
Dogs.
And those are dogs. Because everybody in this motherfucking crowd knows how much I wanted Asante Samuel on this team. And somehow it just didn't happen.
I know. Me too.
But I love Brandon Ayuk, and I think Brandon Ayuk is a different type of dog. And as much as I love Asante Samuel, and I'm not being a homer here, Brandon Ayuk is getting open. Like, how is that even possible? His route running is crazy. So I'm loving what Brandon Ayuk does. I'm going to love to see that matchup. Who do you think wins out of that matchup? If there was 3, who wins best 2 out of 3?
I mean, I'm without being a homer.
Yeah, don't be a homer.
I'm still gonna go BA.
I
don't want to be a homer, but
I'm still gonna go BA just because I feel like Asante plays like his dad.
Right?
He just not on his dad level just yet.
But
he plays with a lot of instinct. He plays with a lot of feel, and sometimes his instinct can get him in trouble. It's very rare. I think if it happened consistently, then we would talk about him not being a good corner at all. But because he's so good and he comes from, you know, a lineage of another great corner, you know, he knows the little tips and tricks. Even listening to his father on the I Am Athlete podcast with Brandon Marshall, just talking about how he played the game, talking about how he thought about the game. I know he gave his son all the little tips and tricks, and that's why Asante's playing so good. But I think BA, I think his dog, and then just the way he runs his route, and his speed is sneaky.
That's what I'm saying.
I think it's the the misdirection and the kind of deceptiveness at which BA runs routes that can get Asante in trouble, that's why I'm going BA.
All right. Anybody else? I was going BA. Peachy, fair.
Oh man,
that's Fair's boy too. So listen,
yeah, you know that's his FSU boy.
No, listen. I'm gonna keep you the buck. He's dope.
No, he's legit.
But
and we wanted him.
Right,
we wanted him.
All of us. All four of us.
He was right there for us to have.
I was pitching a fit because we should have had him. There's no reason why we shouldn't have him.
Who do we now? We drafted Trey Sermon.
No,
that what
no.
It wasn't Trey Sermon. It was Aaron Banks.
Right? It's Aaron Banks.
We traded back up to get Trey.
Which a lot of people are not going to be tripping over right now because
Aaron
Banks is looking like the second best offensive lineman on the team.
But last year, though, we again, hindsight is 2020, right? But last year at the time, we desperately needed a corner, and he would have stepped in and started right away. And I don't think a lot of problems that we have, like we wouldn't have Mooney though.
That's true. We
wouldn't have to pay Mooney if we would have just drafted.
Which means we could have diverted dollars somewhere else.
Ooh.
Like O-line. Like O-line.
O-line.
And
could have got either a better center.
No. Don't even do that. We just let somebody go that we could have paid with that Mooney.
Tomlinson?
I'm just saying.
Yeah, but I mean, but then we don't see what Aaron Banks does.
That's
unless you put Aaron Banks on the right side.
Yeah, man. I don't know. It's a lot.
It's hindsight, guys. Because Banks,
we ain't gonna go down that rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, they said Eddie's in the chat now.
Yeah, we'll talk about him later.
Definitely.
All right. All right. Look, these are some key matchups, guys, you want to pay attention to. On the Wayne Breezy show, I'll be doing some position battles or whatnot. But very fun show. You got 49ers winning this game? You gotta do your score predictions too. Gotta do your score predictions too. Early in the week, score predictions.
Yeah, man, Jesus. The Niners a lot. The Chiefs. Let
me put this out there real quick before you pick. The 49ers are 0-2 against the AFC West right now.
I know. But I feel like we're gonna get right. I feel like the defense is getting their pieces back. I feel like the offense having the extra week with McCaffrey and Debo coming back. It just feels like we're set up to go on a run. It started last week. It continues this week after the bye. And, man, I just feel like they're going to put up over 30 points. So I'll say 31 Niners, 21 LA.
Okay. Fair. I mean, Mose.
Sunday night.
Mm-hmm.
Sunday night at home, 2 weeks to prepare. 34-17 Niners.
All right, 34-17. Peachy?
Dang, most close to what I had. I'll say 34-28. Niners.
That's close. All right. Look, I think the 49ers, like Fair said, this is another get right game. I think this is more not even get right. I think this is their statement game. They're coming off their bye and need to go out there and make a statement to the whole NFL. And they started by making that statement by getting right against the Los Angeles Rams. Well, guess what? They're going to play the Rams' baby sister's cousin on Sunday night. And they already got right. So now they're going to go out there and make a statement. And the way they're going to make the statement is by putting up 38 points. I know that's a weird number, right? How can they put up 38?
Okay.
Just watch. But here's the kicker. They're only going to give up 13.
Ooh.
Oh, whoa.
38-13.
Just watch.
Okay.
Just watch,
Okay.
watch and learn. And I'm going to tell you how it's going to pan out. I guarantee you that the Kansas, thank you, Fair. Appreciate you, brother. The Los Angeles Chargers, all right, are going to march down that field and get a touchdown with Austin Eckler. That's going to be their only touchdown of the game.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm going to leave it at that. And I'm not saying that because I'm super high on my Niners, but I'm super high on the 49ers, bro. Yo, this is now the time for the offense to step up. And that's the offense is going to make a statement.
You're getting everybody back.
Jimmy Garoppolo can't do this. Jimmy can't do that. We got all these weapons. Kyle Shanahan has zero excuses. Bump OBJ. We don't need him. Right now, they go out and make a statement on Sunday Night Football, letting the whole league know, you let us get OBJ, you can kiss your Lombardi goodbye because it's coming back to Santa Clara. That's what they're doing. 38 points. Just watch.
All right.
Just watch. 38 points. 38. And I know that's a lot. They haven't scored 38 points in 18 years. But just watch. My 38 points is high. I know, bro. I know. Just watch. Just watch. You'll see. You guys, listen, man. It's been a great show. Everybody wants to get to bed. Everybody's got to take their meds. and we got to get up out of here. Listen, I love each and every one of you. Guys, in the chat, y'all got to find a way to keep it clean, man. We don't do any of that racist stuff here. All right. Peachy's out there trying to block certain people.
Look, both parties were blocked. It was not one or the other. Both parties were
and that's
blocked.
fine.
We don't mind disagreements. We don't mind y'all going back and forth. Keep it copacetic. Don't talk about race. Don't bring up none of that stuff here. We all family. We all different. At the end of the day, black, white, Hispanic, Asian, it don't matter. When we in here, we family. We can disagree, but keep it respectful. Keep it copacetic.
100%. All right. And listen, guys, look, we got to prepare for this game. We don't need any of that distractive crap right now. Right. Also, ever, period. Also, in the world is so much bigger than race. Right. So there's no need to have any racial slurs, any racial comments, any racial this. We're here to big up one another. That's what this whole platform is about. It's about bigging up one another. All right. Eddie, you are the winner on Facebook for the month of October for the most engagements. Got to give you a round of applause again.
Yay.
All right, Eddie. So you're the winner. So Eddie, make sure Eddie Glover, that's you. Make sure you hit me back, bro, and we'll get you something out in the mail, man. Thank you for participating over there on Facebook. We appreciate you and your support here with Nitty Gritty, Wayne Breezy, Mose, Peachy, Fair, Miss Debbie, the whole crew. We truly appreciate you, Eddie, and all the hard work that you do. All right, guys, y'all stay up. Y'all stay faithful, okay? But make sure y'all keep it nitty gritty. And that racist stuff, man, come on. Fair, go ahead. You're muted.
My teacher used to tell me in school, and it took me a while to understand what he was saying. He used to always say, I'm the only one in this classroom that can say they not racist. And everybody would look at him and he'd say, because I hate all you mother equally.
Equal opportunity.
I hate all y'all.
So, man, sound like something I would have said.
Right.
And then walked off the dropping the
mic drop.
Come on, man. It ain't that deep, man. It ain't that serious. We talking about football here. Y'all gotta relax. Gotta relax.
Yeah.
That's it. You can talk about Jimmy Garoppolo, but you can't be racist on this show. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all so much for tuning in. We love y'all. Always keep it nitty gritty. Stay up, stay faithful. We'll see y'all next Monday when we celebrating this victory, y'all. Peace.